address you all today. Hanna Zack Miley was born in Bonn, Germany in 1932. Every time I hear her speak, I invoke the extraordinary selflessness and sacrifice of her beloved parents. As a mother of 2 young daughters, I can't begin to imagine their anguish as they put their only child on a train to a foreign country into the arms of strangers. Hannah's story and those of the other children who survived the Holocaust because of the Kindertransport remind us of the ultimate sacrifice of their Jewish parents who were able to save their children's lives in this daring way. Hannah, I believe your book, A Garland for Ashes, is many things, chief among them a memorial to your mother and father, who so clearly spent their far too precious years on earth, instilling you with love and the will to put one foot in front of the other every day as you navigated life without them. Hannah, we are truly lucky that you are part of our community here in Phoenix. Thank you for so bravely sharing your life with us. You are a testament to persistence and the promise that evil, as hard as it may try, will always be defied by the beauty of life and the light of those who refuse to let darkness define their destinies. Please join me in welcoming Hanna Zack Miley.
On behalf of the other survivors, this is what we want to say to you. First of all, we want to thank you, each one, for being here. And I want to thank each helper who brought us together. And I want to thank Gideon Klein for his short life and his incredible gift to us of his music. And I want to be thankful for the long life of Esther Bach and her witness. Every one of us here today has a unique story. How do I remember my past? My story begins in a small, idyllic German town near the Belgian border. It began on the 18th of February, 1932. And I was 11 months old when Hitler came to power. We were Jews. My parents tried to protect me from the insidious increase of anti-Semitism that isolated us from our neighbors. By the time I was 6 years old, a law was passed and our little group of Jewish children could no longer attend the local school. At the end of 1938, my mother, father, and I left our home, our family business, and moved to the big city, to Cologne. Were we forced out, or did we choose to go? I don't know. But it was there in Cologne that my father discovered a way of escape for me, the Kindertransport. I became part of an epic rescue of 10,000 Jewish children from Germany, Austria, Czechoslovakia, and Poland. And it has now become known as the Kindertransport. Travel back with me to Monday, July the 24th, 1939. It is evening, and I'm standing on the platform at the Cologne main train station, surrounded by other Jewish children and their parents. I'm small for my age. My legs are short. Mutti und Vati hold my hands, They helped me up the steep train steps. The engine belches steam. To sweeten the pill of parting, my parents had told me, "You're going on a nice trip." I believed them until the moment I turned at the top of the steps to wave goodbye, and I looked at their faces and saw the tears in their eyes. It was the last time we would ever see each other again. The train, crowded with children, carried us away through Holland across the English Channel to arrive at Liverpool Street Station, London. I was received by a foster family in Coventry. 5 weeks later, World War II began. I never heard from my parents again. I had been rescued, my life saved, but my culture, language, my parents' love, a sense of security, all vanished. I took on a new identity. I tried to be a nice English girl. Mostly I succeeded, though sometimes the inner rage would break through. But what happened to my parents? For so many years, I suppressed all memories, even our most tender moments. Can you imagine I only discovered the details of their ending 16 years ago? So many years of unknowing because of my shrinking back from the pain and also the scarcity of evidence. Back in 2009, on March the 27th, my husband George and I entered the Holocaust Museum, Cologne. We sat in the office of a German historian as she searched her database for the names of my parents. She handed me a printout, saying with deep sadness, "Frau Miley, I'm so sorry to tell you, your parents were deported to the ghetto in Lodz, Poland, and then gassed in Chelmno." I'd never heard of Lodz or Chelmno. As I sat struggling to absorb the darkness, the evil, a thought landed in my head. Follow your mother and father on their last journey, step by step, from the beginning to the end. Fast forward to May the 3rd, 2010. I'm standing next to George in a Polish forest, 2.5 kilometers from Chelmno. We are in a clearing next to an excavated incinerator, and with us are 8 close friends. There are 10 of us. We are a minion. We have traveled together to say Kaddish for my parents. We have followed them to their last breath in the back of a sealed grey truck, suffocated by a redirected exhaust pipe. They died with 70 others on the road from Chelmno to this prepared pit in the forest. We are there on May the 3rd, the anniversary of my parents' death. It is raining. We huddle close together and sing in Hebrew, O Say Shalom, led by Verena Lang from Austria. Who is this Verena Lang? She is Austrian, a historian, a violinist. After World War II, when she was a very young child, her father was imprisoned for war crimes. He was a cultured man, a leader in society who opened the door for Hitler's annexation of Austria. He was responsible for the expulsion of all Jewish musicians from the Salzburg Orchestra. Verena only discovered his Nazism years later while attending university. The news devastated her. She struggled for years with the darkness, with the shame, guilt, sorrow, the sense of betrayal. What brought us together? The daughter of a perpetrator and the daughter of victims. We were together mourning in a Polish forest. Such a dark story. Is there any flicker of hope? Here this evening, our little group representing survivors will light candles, saying, "Remember, never forget." 15 years ago in that Polish forest, Verena and I also lit candles and placed them on the earth at the site of my parents' burning. How can light shine and overcome such darkness? Verena and I, each of us, at different times and places, we both reached the end of our rope. We despaired. We hit bottom. Both of us turned to our Heavenly Father. We gave him our bitter past. We trusted him for justice and embraced forgiveness for ourselves and each other. How fitting to honor my parents, to remember them, to say their names, Amelie and Marcus Zack, here in this place with you on the 80th anniversary of Yom HaShoah.
ויוציאם מצרה לרווחה ומאפלה לאורה משעבוד גאולה השתה בגלה ובזמן קריב אחינו כל בית ישראל אחינו כל בית ישראל הנתונים בצרה צרה ובשביה העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה המקום ירחם, ירחם עליהם, ויוציאם מצרה לרווחה, ומאפלה לאורה, משעבוד גאולה, השתה בגלה, ובזמן קריב.